Project Proposal 1, Urban Forestry. My findings through research was that Manchester City Council's Tree Department, or Arboriculture section as it's officially known, is only made up of 4 people looking after all the public trees across the city. Tree planting is really undemocratic across Manchester, and the people of the city aren't engaged with urban forestry, particularly the maintenance aspect of it. The aim of the project is to raise the profile of the arboriculture team, open up a line of communication between them and the residents here, and invite people to consider or reconsider urban forestry. The proposal is split into 2 parts. Section A is with the arboriculture team playing an active role in the work, and Section B is without the team, instead me directly working with the public. Section A, with the arboriculture team, Part 1, Spending Time. I am the artist in residence at the arboriculture team's office, Room 3, Block D, Hooper Street Depot, Manchester, M12 6LA. Where the workers go, I go. Of course there are many examples of this, but the point is that I don't enter the space, an office, being the artist with grand plans. I take on a passive role. This is about opening up local government, going behind closed doors, learning from the inside out. I observe what the workers do. This is best seen by Meryl Laderman Euclides' occupation of an office at the New York Department of Sanitation since 1976. There she observed what she saw the workers doing and mapped it out. She spent time with them. This matters because it's the people who conduct maintenance work that matter. Part 2, Sharing Findings. It was only after spending time with the Sandmen that Meryl Laderman Euclides translated her observations into actions. Maybe I make a log of what the workers do every day and share it. Think of BBC4's What Do Artists Do All Day, but in reverse. Sharing stories orally works best, I think. Something like Amy Balkin's reading the IPCC report, but instead reading Joe Walsh's daily schedule live under his favourite London plane. There's a lot that can be done in regards to performance site, trees around the city being the obvious choice. Maybe it's something like On Wheels, a conversation starter with the public. And of course there's the material link of paper. I could create a publication about the team and their work for distribution. I think it would be good to hear from the department and pose them the question, what do they wish the public knew about them? Part 3, Line of Communication. I wish to open up a line of communication between the department and the general public. In a time of local government facing the cuts they do, they need the public's support more than ever. This would aid transparency and open up conversation with the potential to empower local residents. It could be like Kerry Young's conflict management, where I become the middleman. Admittedly, this is what local councillors are for, but when you demarcate the subject, it gives it a much-needed renewed sense of importance. Section B. It wouldn't surprise me if I struggled to work with the department for many reasons. Their resources are stretched, and that's before mentioning red tape. If unable to, I'd instead work directly with the public on urban forestry. Part 1, Observation. I make in-the-field observations, both anecdotal and quantifiable, of the public's relationship to the city's public trees. I record these in various ways: video, notes, photos and more. William H. White did this in the 70s in The Social Life of Small Urban Spaces. He witnessed the impact the design of small parks and plazas had on their use. Just from looking comes unexpected findings. Most notably for White was that people overwhelmingly want to be where other people already are. Part 2, Inquiring. From observation comes questions. I create a survey for residents on public trees. On the street I lived on last year, I distributed a survey I'd made about the street to the residents of the street. Over 20 years ago, urban planners Hitchmore and Bernouilly surveyed residents of a medium-sized town in southwest Scotland on their attitudes to street trees. What followed was totally surprising. People told of fears of tree planting leading to increased vandalism and harassment, and it unearthed the impact wealth, or lack of, had on perceptions of public planting. But what do people really think of urban forestry now? Part 3, Storytelling. It's clear that trees, their planting and upkeep, is intricate. People have opinions to share and stories to tell. From use of surveys, I identify residents and encourage them to share theirs. I audio record them. The conversational interview methods of John Harris and Henry Quishu are personal and work well. They invite opinion and open up new conversation. It's this method I'll follow. Part 4. Past and Present. Tree planting is unusual in how it transcends time. In the present, we rely on the past, and the future ahead of us relies on the present. I return to the city archives and collate local historical findings on the subject, alongside the stories I've collected from the public, people talking about their memories, observations, thoughts and feelings. From these I make a guided audio tour, something like the Epping Forest Veteran Tree Trail, though I don't want it to be a technical introduction to trees, but something that encourages consideration, like Flexer and Sanderland's The Hum or Janet Cardiff's Walks. It will be oral storytelling, like Llewellyn Jones and Lloyd Newman's Ghetto Life 101, something that's both poetic and personal. Part 5. Future. From this, I create something for the future. I invite residents to tell of their hopes for the future of Manchester's urban forestry. What do they want to see more or less of? What could be better or worse? What would they do about it if they were in charge? I create something like Actopolis's Be a Mayor for 10 Minutes, or Open Cities, If I Could Design London, I Would... It would be a reclamation of authority, an exercise of empowering and encouraging democratic voice, and a promotion of a better future for Manchester's trees.